Hi guys, yes, I am still alive. I know it's been a few days, but honestly, it has been kind of rough. So, my date, I don't remember if I told you guys this or not, did not happen. He ended up having stuff to do, I had stuff to do, so we just weren't able to do it. So, unfortunately, we still have yet to have our first date, so. But then, Saturday, we lost internet. So, we've been without cable for a few days, which isn't no big deal. But then we lost internet and I kind of freaked out because my entire life right now is really kind of online. That's where my job is. 90% of my work is done online. I have a ton. I'm a fan fiction writer on fanfiction.net. So I'm writing. I have this. So pretty much the typical 20-something millennial. My life is pretty much all online. Which is sad. So I freaked out. It was rough. We yelled. But I realized yesterday that I realized Monday was something to freak out about because my brother and I went up to the clubhouse at our complex and they have Wi-Fi there. So I was like, oh, we can use that Wi-Fi. So nothing is lost. And then my mom comes home. She's like, have you guys checked the internet? We're like, no. She went, I paid it at lunch. So cable and internet is back, which is awesome. But honestly, once I got used to the idea, I probably could have lived without it. Because when I first got my laptop, I was in college, so I was like in my 20s. And when my brother and I first got our laptops capable of Wi-Fi, like we had like an old IBM computer. That was it when I was younger. Oh, and I'm getting wet. But yeah, when we first got our laptops, we did not have Wi-Fi ourselves, so my brother and I would piggyback off of somebody's unsecure signal. Bad. And then when I got my car, I would just go to the library. Or I would take my laptop with me to Delta. So I was used to it. There's a way to balance it. So I was able to do that. But so many houses. I wonder if people got scared off by the flooding. But yeah, I would have just started doing what I did when I was younger. We had no internet. Younger, like 20, 21. Oh, younger than that, 18 or 19. Oh, wow. So I probably just would have gone like to the clubhouse or something, so it wouldn't have been a big deal. And then mom goes, I was like, oh yeah, it's back. So my only complaint right now is I can't get my on-demand to work. And that's frustrating me a little bit because I have yet to see the season finale of Shadowhunters. And I am dying to see it. So I very much want my on-demand to come back soon so I can watch the season finale of Shadowhunters. So I like video and pictures and stuff for you guys, but I decided not to post them because the videos were too short. So, but yeah, so a lot's gone on, and in terms of my job, that's not really going anywhere. I told you guys because of how this thing works, I'm limited. I've been watching really closely for jobs for next month. They've posted 2 so far, both of which I had to decline. One was in SD, which is out by where I used to live, which probably wouldn't have been so bad, but again, no real ride. The second one I had to turn on yesterday, that was actually in Prudentville, which is up by Houghton Lake. That would have been pushing my parents, and they already refused. It's like, we don't go to Saginaw, which is Saginaw is nice, but they don't want me going down there to work, so. Yeah, so as of right now, as of yesterday at 11 o'clock, I am out of work. Well, I'm not out of work, I have no scheduled work. So it stinks. Like, majorly stinks. And I just want a job with regular hours and regular pay so I can start giving myself treats. Like, Star Wars Rebels comes out in like next week. And no, not next week, the week after next. No, yeah, next week because I get paid next Friday. Yes. But it's not going to be a lot. My last paycheck was $8.73. Yeah, the lady I talked to at Target who works there said, I can't live off of that. And I seriously can't. Not when I was able to save up almost over $2,000 working at Staples while still indulging in things like Star Wars and fashion and Pokemon and my nerdum. So this whole situation is just driving me bonkers. And I don't know what else to do because I don't have a car, you know. I'm just hoping by some miracle I get into retail somewhere so I can just do that. But I just don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not trying to make this depressing or anything. You know me, that's not my attitude. But it's frustrating because President Trump was all about all these jobs he's created, but where are the jobs for people like me? You know? How am I supposed to make a living? How am I supposed to get out of my mom's apartment? How am I supposed to live on my own if I'm not making enough to support myself? You know? And I hate it when senators, I think Ted Cruz or somebody was the one who called people like me who depend on help from the government lazy. We're not lazy. Okay? Yes, I can be lazy, but I'm not like the laziest person I know. My parents taught me how to work hard, and my parents are extremely hard workers. I work very hard at my job. I take pride in what I do, even though it's not the greatest job. But it's not fair to sit there and call people like me or my mom lazy because we need help. Well, I need help. That's just not fair, and it's wrong. Okay? You know? I keep going back to President Trump's inauguration speech where he's like, he will be the voice for the forgotten people. Hi, Mr. President. I feel like I'm one of the forgotten people. I know I'm one of the forgotten people. How come you're not speaking for me? You know? It's like he honestly does not care. So, it sucks. With the whole thing that happened in Charlottesville and everything since, it's like, I miss the America of my childhood during the 90s. And even to a certain extent under President Obama. And even President Bush. Those were good times. Those were happy times. You know? And it's like even under President Bush, we were working towards healing those divides. And then, and now we have a president who exploits them. So it's horrible. It's awful. And now, and I watched part of his speech last night where he was talking about the plan for the war. And I could not believe we've been fighting this war for 16 years. To put that in perspective, I was 13 when this war officially started. I was in 8th grade. So this war has been going on since during the entire time I was in high school, through college, and now I'm about to turn 30 in a few months. Okay? That's insane. This war has been going on since I was 13. That means my brother was only 10 and he's 20. He's like 26 or something. So my brother would have been 11. I don't know, but my brother and I, we were kids when this started, and now we're both adults. So it just feels like it's gone on for way too long. I'm exhausted. I'm sure lots of other people are exhausted. Probably the only people who aren't exhausted are the people who are making money off of it. So I know I'm probably going to get a thumbs down because this is turning very political, but honestly, look around, it's kind of true. You know? But I just don't feel like I have a voice. And when I talk, it's like people tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. You know, I've been interested in politics since I was a teen, you know? When 9/11 happened, that's when I got interested. And now, and I formed my own opinions and my own views. But then I had all these older adults, these baby boomers and Gen Xers, telling me I didn't know what I was talking about. Because I didn't live through any of that. And granted, I didn't live through any of that. I don't know what true hardship is. But I have a good idea of what a place can be when there's peace and stuff. And this isn't it, so I'm sorry, I did not mean for it to get political. But at least it's not supposed to be hot and humid anymore. It's supposed to start cooling down like Friday night here. It's supposed to be like 46 degrees. I'm going, yes! I can cuddle under my blankets. I'm so excited. Actually, I think I might have another idea of a date for Aaron and I if we ever get to do it. Because of his work schedule, and it's back to school, and he works at an office supply store, so it's not the greatest. We do a balloon festival here, and it's really fun. And one night during the festival, they do what's called an afterglow. And basically, they used to do it at the fairgrounds, now they do it on Main Street. They invite the participants of the festival to take their baskets down to Main Street and just light the burners that fill the sacks of the balloons. And I've done that a couple times, and it's really cool. Which, like, this is what's really funny is, growing up in Midland in Michigan, I have this really unique perspective of things. One of those things is our annual Christmas parade, our holiday parade, but this is Midland. Nobody calls it a holiday parade. It's still the Christmas parade. It's still the Santa parade. Even though they changed the name. So, and they used to promote this balloon festival by having a couple of the local balloons, the ones from Remax, because that's who sponsors it, in the parade. And they would fire, without the sacks, without the balloon silks, but they would fire off the burners. And for those of you who don't know, but know where Michigan is and are wondering, yes, it can get very, very cold here. And there have been some years where the Santa parade has been absolutely freezing. Well, when you're on a parade route and it's freezing, even though you're wearing all your winter stuff, and here come these big burners spewing up these huge flames, what do you do? As a kid, I found this hysterical, even as a little kid, how everybody, even the adults, we would all stretch up our hands like this, palms out, both hands, to try to feel the warmth from the fire because it was so cold. And you're wondering why I'm laughing, but I find that funny. To me, that's funny. Just like I laugh when I see the Weather Channel and I see these people in Houston where it's like 50 degrees and they're saying, oh, it's so cold. I'm like, really? 50 degrees in Michigan, there are still people wearing shorts and tank tops. Come on. I've gone without a jacket when it's been like 45 degrees out. So, yeah, for me, it's not that cold. It's normal. No, it's cold when it's below zero. And it's so cold that you have to leave the water running in your faucet to keep the pipes from freezing. That's when it's cold here. Yeah, but I think that'd be a fun date to go to. Another one, even though it's kind of lame, in October we have this university in town called Northwood University, which is this international business school thing. It's for rich people, but they do a couple events that for the community, for everyone to enjoy. One is they do this international auto show, which is massive. And it's pretty cool to go to, even though if I go with my dad, I have to keep him from drilling all the cars, which doesn't help me. Because I see him like, oh, pretty, Katie want one, and Katie can't have one. But that would be a pretty fun date, but he's not that into cars. Unlike me, I don't know how cars work, but I love cars because I'm a Michigan girl, you know? Cars are in our blood. It's like I can't tell the difference, but I know what a Ford, a Chrysler, and a Dodge is. That's important. You have to be able to recognize a Ford. To say you are a true blood Michiganer, you have to know what a Ford looks like. I'm very good at that. I don't know how they work. I can't do maintenance, but I know a little bit of cars. They're so cool. My brother's the one who's in the maintenance. I just like the styles. But Aaron's, I would like to go with Aaron to the car show. Because my dad goes with us, so that would be nice. Him to get to meet a chance to meet one of my parents. Learn what sort of wackiness he's getting himself into. That would be fun, but I don't think he's that into cars. I tried to get him to come to the car show at my church, and he didn't. Well, he was working, so I think he was working, but he's not a big car person, which sucks because we had an amazing Army Jeep. Oh my gosh, like an Army SUV Jeep. An original was like so cool. But yeah, so I don't think he'd go for the Northwood Auto Show, which I love going to. It's also a great place to work out because it sprawls pretty much across the entire campus, so it's huge. And where you park, you have to take a bus to get to the actual show. That's how big this campus is. But then they do a second event in October called Mannequin Night, where they have fashion and business students go to different businesses on Main Street downtown, and they stand in the window like mannequins. And it was a really big event when I was younger because they also did this big huge like street fair, so it was like sidewalk sales and stuff. And it was a pretty big thing. We would go as a family, and Hamilton's was still open, so my brother and I would get pumpkin cookies, which were just, we called them pumpkin cookies because they were little circle cookies with orange frosting on them. And then a few years later, they started drawing jack-o'-lanterns, and so we were calling them pumpkin cookies before. So, but it's kind of died down the past few years. It's not that big of an event, but it'd still be fun to go to. So this time I probably wouldn't wear heels. I did that the last time I went. My feet were killing me. But I like to go because it's like conventional fashion, like pop star fashion, like country club fashion, of which I am not. So I like to go and go, hey, all you preppy country club people that live in Midland, take a look at me. Like I would so totally, if I go this year, I would wear my lightsaber outfit. Just to go, hey, check me out. This is called Geek Fast. Eat it. Yeah, like I said, I have a really weird and odd perspective on the world. I don't know, that's probably a combination of who I am and where I live, so. I'm gonna get going. I'm actually going to post this today, so you guys do not worry. I'm all right, we are all right. We are working through our issues, we are doing good. Some more good news may be on the horizon, I'm not sure yet, but we are getting there, so it's going to get better. You can only go up from here, right? So I'm gonna finish my walk. I'll talk to you guys hopefully tomorrow or sometime later this week. But I love you lots. Lots of love, hugs, and prayers from the Michigan girl. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.